Hello and welcome. Today we are in the tier 10 American cruiser, the Worcester, or Worcester, or Worcester. You Americans really need to figure out your American, okay? I'm in a division with Strefs in this match, who by the way is running a V25 jousting tournament, although I think that is EU only, so sorry to everybody else, but there's a link in the description to go to the forum thread. I recommend you take part because you can win ships in it. I even saw, I think, a Massachusetts or some tier 8 battleship over there. And the reason why I would recommend taking part in it is because it's posted in the contest forums, which nobody visits, so it's really easy to win in them. Right? So, great, isn't it? So anyway, it's a match on the map Islands of Ice, which has changed a million times. Every time it changes, the islands get smaller, indicating, you know, global warming. Eventually it'll just be ocean, but today it's still, well, it still has these icy bits in it. And I am pushing up to one of these. And while I do so, I shell at the battleship, which was actually quite a mistake because I expected that I would get behind the island before the shells would arrive, so, you know, I could have been hit for quite a lot of damage here because the Worcester's armor is not exactly great, except it is great, and you'll see it later because the armor on the ship is just magical. Because it somehow just works, because for some reason this ship is tankier than a Des Moines, at least in practice for me. At least when I play the Des Moines, I tend to go boom much more often. Now the Worcester has a 9.5 kilometer radar nowadays, which is actually not as good as it used to be because she used to have full American radar. But I mean, it's fine in terms of balance because the Worcester was a bit crazy. In fact, I think the Worcester is still a bit crazy, but not just because of the radar, but because of the incredible damage output, the incredible armor scheme. Well, I guess the armor scheme isn't quite incredible, it's more magical because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And so we have taken the sea cap over here. Streps is in the Republic, so he is backing us up, and I mean we have two DDs over here and Aerroon. And the enemy Iowa and Henri have been running away for a while now. And there's only a gearing here left, I think, if I read that correctly. It's not a daring, I think. Although it could be one, but I don't think so. Well, there goes our gearing to their gearing's torpedoes. Our gearing really should have expected them because, I mean, she has been sitting in that smoke broadside while firing for quite a while. And we do have a last known location of that of the enemy gearing, so that was a big mistake by him. And that's also, by the way, the reason I didn't use Hydra, because we had a gearing over there, so she would spot any torpedoes that would come from that direction. Now I'm pushing up because I want to catch the DD out, and I would love it if that were possible. But for that, you know, I need to get closer, and this smoke screen is actually excellent for me. However, I do need to get into open water so that if I get spotted, I will radar immediately. If I don't get spotted, you know, I won't radar. Also, wait, no. The radar isn't 9.5 kilometers, it's 9 kilometers, right? So it's kind of different. And hey, I used Hydro and now I'm spotted, so let's radar and hello, gearing. This is not the location, this is not the situation any DD would like to be in, with a Worcester at less than 6 kilometer range. He had 19,000 HP, he doesn't have 19,000 HP anymore. Unfortunately, I couldn't quite take her out, but hopefully some of my allies will be able to rectify that problem. And she's burning, so hey, look, shells coming in, and our gearing managed to finish her off. Now I'm in a bit of a pickle though, because, well, I was in a bit of a pickle, but fortunately the Henri and the Iowa missed their shots. Because the ship is also incredibly maneuverable. And it has good concealment, so I am fairly safe here. So now I'll just turn around, and I guess we should go deal with the Henri next. But it doesn't really matter, we can pick our battles here. The sea cap is pretty much guaranteed to stay ours. The enemy team would have to come through, well, us to be able to finish this. Sorry, to be able to get this cap zone. And we will try to finish off the Zonri. She is the last ship that could potentially threaten this cap, but I don't think she's gonna have a good time considering how close she is to my Worcester. I mean, look, 4k damage, 4k damage, 4k damage. Okay, that was like 2k damage, 2k damage, well, 3k damage actually. Oh no, 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 Andre. Oh, okay, that's fine. I was showing a bit too much broadside there. Also, did you notice that I took damage twice there? I took 2000 damage from the Henri salvo, and there's this Republique behind me that actually hit me for 3k damage. Yes, I'm talking about Straps. He apparently clipped my superstructure, and I would not even have realized that, you know, unless he... I would not have realized that myself, but he brought it up. He actually did more damage to me than the Henri. Like I said, the Worcester's armor is simply magical. Sometimes you take damage, sometimes you don't. I guess the fight is going to be over the B cap, which kind of makes sense because it's the central cap zone on the map. We are kind of behind in terms of ships, but I believe in our team, okay? And oh boy, I'm being shot at by a Grossa Kurfürst and the Republique, but luckily the ship's profile is so narrow that most shells simply do not land even in the same zip code as this ship. I think that Kurfürst is in trouble, considering where those torpedoes are going. Yeah. Sorry, Kurfürst. Okay, what should I do next? They still have 2 DDs left. It's a Shimakoza and a Daring. That's okay, I guess. Here I will simply just... I really would like to shoot this Iowa. I really would like to. And I do, but I think that's a mistake, to be honest. But I guess since I was spotted anyway, I might as well shoot this Amagi twice, and I'll be behind the island before anything happens. I should have done this instead of the random shot on the Iowa. I mean, I did 9,000 damage to that Amagi and started a fire just from my pass with 2 salvos, which only took like maybe slightly more than a few seconds. Let's go with several. Speaking of that, every time I think of the word several, I am reminded of a game called Heroes of Might and Magic. That's the game that basically taught me the difference between a few, several, dozen, pack, and all those other nice things. Where did you guys learn your... I don't even know what you call these words, but the words that basically describe amounts, but without numbers. Hey, look! See what I mean by Worcester's armor being magical? Battleship shoots you, you barely take damage, despite the fact that you aren't exactly well armored. Hey, more battleship shells. Come on, let's finish off that Kurfürst. Look at that, 4k damage from this. I would be so frustrated as a battleship. Okay, got the fire, so Kurfürst should be... Wait a minute. She used damage control party. So I need to switch targets. I need to not run into the island. I would love to be able to be slightly more angled, but unfortunately the island forces me to do this silly turn. And hey, I took 5k damage from this one. I mean, Worcester's armor is magical, isn't it? You just often don't take much damage. And yeah, I should have been sunk multiple times. In fact, if I had been at Des Moines, I probably would have been sunk multiple times over already this game, but luckily the Worcester's armor is just that good. And the next target is this Kronstadt. Main reason is that there's a smoke screen between me and the Kronstadt, so I can just fire at her without being spotted. And the Kronstadt is getting closer and closer too, which is really nice because makes it easier for me to hit her. By the way, Kronstadt in Estonian, it's actually named after like a region, I think, or city, would be Kronlin. See, now you learn something new, okay? I bet you didn't know that. Okay. Kronstadt is burning. I am spotted though, so I might want to start going forwards just in case the Kronstadt decides to target me, and that probably wouldn't go very well for me. So I went and hid. And luckily icebergs are not penetrable in this game. Too bad that the Kronstadt used damage control party so the fire doesn't finish her off, so I'll just reverse back out and try to take a shot at her. We're still behind though. I mean, we are... Wait, no, actually it's 5 versus 5, so we are not behind. We are ahead then, because we are going to take this Kronstadt out in a bit. Or I will take out this Kronstadt, okay? See? Mine. Mine. All mine. And now we are ahead. In points and ships. And Strefs is now pushing in with his Republik. For some stupid reason I decide to follow him. Because apparently I am delusional and think that my own ship is also a battleship. Or maybe my brain is just AFK, you know. Could be any of those things. Okay, there's a Minotaur. I don't really want to fire. I think I would miss most of my shells. But once I get out there, I will absolutely be spotted by this Iowa. And I have no idea what I was thinking when I came out here. And oh, Iowa already shot too. And hey, look, magical armor at work again. I only took 8k damage. This is, you know, the armor scheme of the ship is insane. For some reason, you just don't take any damage. In fact, my sneaking suspicion is that if armor worked in real life like it does in World of Warships, ships would be armored with paper, as in literal cardboard, because, well, the thinner the armor, the more over penetrations, right? And now it's 5 versus 2, so we have won this game. And the enemy team only has a Musashi left called Tirpitz, for some reason. And the Daring, but I'm a Worcester, you know. Also I used the preemptive radar hoping to catch the Daring off guard, but unfortunately her brain is not AFK, so she knew that she should stay away from me, and she did. My Hydra is also down in 20 seconds, so that's something to worry about too, because, well, Streps is a pretty big target next to me, meaning that he's probably gonna get torpedoed. And Hydra would be really nice, but it's off in 5 seconds. Hey, a smokescreen appeared in front of us. Gee, I wonder where the Daring could be. Too bad I already wasted my radar. Oh, I'm spotted, meaning that the Daring is not in the smoke anymore. That's clever. And there are the torpedoes. But luckily they came at the right time for us and just completely missed, which is excellent for us, because that could have been somewhat dangerous for me. Probably not for Strefs though, because even if Strefs takes a few of them, there's a very low chance that he would actually sink. And hey, there's the Musashi again, so since I'm spotted anyway, might as well fire, because it makes no difference. And I mean, even if the Musashi fires back at me, well, I have my magical armor, so it's okay. Wait, Daring is visible? What? Okay. Damn. Shimakaze was too quick. Okay, Musashi is definitely firing at me, so let's just turn in. And you know what also helps? Just not getting hit. It's pretty good, you know. Not getting hit is probably the best way to avoid any damage. And Shimakazu also gave me a smoke screen, so he's gonna get the compliment at the end of the game. Because hey, look, I can just shell this Musashi freely without having to worry about anything. Just racking in the damage. Pretty nice. So yeah, as you can see, the Worcester is a pretty nice ship. Especially that armor. It can be, I would say, about as trolly as Zhao's armor, except instead of bounces you get over penetrations. And I managed to even secure the kill, okay? It was at risk of being lost. Well then, 500,000 credits, 10k XP, 167,000 damage. Even shot down 3 planes. 2 ships sunk. Even assisted in a capture. It's like I tried to win. 2277 XP. Even more than Streps with his 200k damage, I think. And we need to compliment that Shimakazu. Oh, I guess Shima was actually at 4 kills. I probably should have left the kill to the Shima. I'm sorry, Shimakazu. Kinda feel sorry for that Chapayev. Tier 8 in this kind of a game. It's probably not nice. I would much rather be the Yamagi than the Chapayev. And here are the credits and XP. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the Patreons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your support, Ryder, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.